We'll follow the prayer on the paper. If you have peace already, you'll know that there is a time for sharing. Okay, if you wish, sharing a memory of Star, an expression of gratitude. Okay, so I'll invite you to do that when it's time. But to begin, we're just going to take a moment or two in the quiet to gaze at the beauty of wisdom's creation in front of us. Okay? And then begin with the song. So let's just breathe deeply, relax, and be good.
There goes the ferry.
This is a quote from Mary Cassidy.
There goes the ferry.
She must be looking down.
Oh, yeah.
She would be
loved it here.
She would be here without a
she
doubt.
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's right.
Pat.
That's right.
For the psalm, if could you do the first stanza and then the second and the third. Your word is joy to our hearts, O Creator of the dance. May we become bearers of your joy. You are invited to share in the cosmic dance.
We pray for the gift of wisdom, that the motivations of our heart might be made pure, that we may recognize the perfect timing of all things and know the seasons of the heart.
May we walk with faith
All the days of our lives,
confident in your divine presence, even in times of trouble, and with assurance for what is
and all there is to be.
May we have faith in the unfolding of our lives and radical trust in the universe.
If you wish to share a memory and be a bearer of joy, not a bear of joy. So much for my technical ability, right? Okay, so we are all bearers of joy, and we have experienced a tremendous amount of joy over the decades here. So, if anyone would like to share?
You know, I've been reflecting on this the past, couple of weeks. And I guess my first thought was, oh well, I really haven't been there much. But then when I really thought about it, I did use this place quite a bit, and it was a wonderful place to come. And with different groups. I remember he being here one New Year's Eve, was the millennium, and we watched fireworks over the water. was incredible, absolutely incredible. And it was just wonderful being together, you know, with people I cared about and hopefully cared about me. But then I remembered bringing a group of women here, several times I think, women that I had connections with at Christ the King. And we still get together. We do it at Zoom now. You know, we do a liturgy together. But we had like weekend retreats here. And we had wonderful, wonderful times together. And it was just wonderful to be with those women that, you know, I had a history with, I still have a history with. So this place has been really very special. And I'm grateful to you, Pat, for keeping it going. You know, because I just, the more I think about it, the more I think about the wonderful times. And then we came here as sojourners a few times, and we had really, really good times together. It was just, and numerous other times where it was a place to come and a place to be together.
Yes, thanks, Sam.
So thank you, Pat.
Some of you may know that my love affair with stars started a long time ago. I was a junior in high school, working at at Bishop McDonald Camp in my junior year at Wisdom, and we had a day off that we could come and go swimming. And any of you that were at Comac would know Mr. Salakan.
Yes.
Well, he drove us over. What a ride we had along the abandoned Wisconsin highway. There was nothing there, but from Comac to here. And we had the day here at Star. And I just fell in love with this place. And I guess because it reminded me so much of home, of my every summer of my life in Broad Channel. And, you know, I couldn't help but keep taking care of it. And I'm very grateful to God that I had the opportunities to be here. I was at St. Charles for 7 years. I was in Holy Family for 5 and Bensonhurst for 23. And we always came here on summer vacation. And even when we were coming from Brooklyn, now we had no sheets, no, very little here. The beds were here, right? We packed our food, we packed our sheets, our towels, our clothes, everything. Our dog and cat. Everybody came, and we would come out in 2 cars from Bensonhurst. And we had wonderful summers together, to the point where we, at one point, chipped in and we bought a rubber boat. And we used that rubber boat for several years, and then it sprung a leak. And then Mama Freeman decided she was going to replace that, so we got a little bigger rubber boat. And we used to go out, I used to take them all the way down to the cove in the rubber boat. But then, and those rubber boats, I used to hose them down when we were toward the end of the vacation, powder them up, fold them up, put them in the car, take them home, put them in the basement for the next time around. Anyway, we had a lot of good times with that. Even people like Doria, who was petrified of the water, she used to come out, and Mary Morrow was always in the boat.
Mary Morrow, yes.
And then I got in my head when the that second boat started being faulty. Why don't we go into town, Mary, and we'll see. Caraftis rents boats with a motor. So that's what we did. We went in early morning to Caraftis. They were on Barnum Road there. And my interview was very interesting. The man looked at me like, this lady wants to rent the boat.
A motorboat.
So anyway, I finally convinced him that we could manage the boat. And so Mary, with her disability, she would drive over to the parking lot right by the wharf. We'd get her out and into the boat. I'd put the car in the parking spot. We would come over, and anyone who was on the deck was welcome to wave, and I'd come in and pick them up. That went on all day long, all day long. And we did that several years. We had a lot of nice times. Sister Almond, who didn't swim, used to sit in the front of the boat facing forward. I would take her through the wake of the ferry, and she'd be, oh, 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 oh. She couldn't swim.
So you would take it through the wake.
Right, yes.
You know, we had such good times. Anyway, you know, my feeling was everyone should be able to share in this kind of thing, you know. So, anyway, that's it.
Thank you, Pat. Ann?
Well, when I was a young sister, the only time we ever got here was from Christ the King, and we had these gym suits from I guess they're from Our Lady of Wisdom High School. But the first time I came here was in the fall. There was a group here that used to come here every fall, even before the rest of us. And Letitia Brown was one, Ann Werner, Mary Curtin, Teresa Curtin. There was a fourth one. And it was Louise Corby. It's because of Louise that I got to even see this place. But you know, from the minute you walk in, you know that it's special. They never went into the water. They always came in October, November. But they had a really wonderful meeting here every year for a week, that whole group.
Time I was happiest to show Paul Star to others, because I didn't get out here. It was always so far away that I wasn't here. Occasionally, when I was in New York, the community came. We came in a bus from Ozone Park so we could all come. So all were good experiences. But when I got to Rome, they couldn't believe that we knew how to enjoy ourselves. You know, we were that, I don't know what, do-it-yourself Americans, and they liked us. It wasn't a thing like that, but vacation and American didn't go together in their minds. I don't know why. Not the Daughters of Wisdom, anyway. And one year, I was part of a general chapter planning committee, and we had met in Europe all the time, but members were from all around, and finally I counted. One was from Haiti, one was from the States, and one was from Canada, and one was from someplace else on this side of the ocean. Actually, there were as many of us crossing the ocean the other way as anything else. So I asked if I could have this, what was the era of the New Year's Eve parties here. So they said yes. And we had an international New Year's Eve party here in this room. And it was,
That was Rachel loved to do that.
oh, I love to do that too, but it just, and then we had a bit of a problem with languages because we were going to pray together. And we had everything going at once. And the Spanish was what really was killing us because none of the mainstream of this group spoke Spanish. And finally I looked up and there was sitting in the end seat of the couch, the one who had been in Colombia so long.
Rosemary Gaffney?
No, I know Rosemary Gaffney.
Eileen Burton. Mary Caritas. Eileen Burton. Eileen Burton.
Yeah, Eileen Burton, I guess it was. Was she in where was she when she came home?
Oh, I don't know where she was in the beginning. No. She was in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Mr. Anselm,
Oh,
I
so-
had her as a
Yeah.
teacher in wisdom.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in Wisdom for a while.
Okay.
She was here, and I saw her face, and I said she could do that. So I told her the one on the committee to sit next to her, and she'll translate as we go along for you. She did. Everybody pitched in. We had a wonderful, wonderful New Year's Eve party. At midnight we prayed, and then we had the prayer first, and then we had the. I don't know what we had first. We just had a hell of a good time, an international good time. And they just, all of us were ourselves, and we all got a different experience of people we thought we knew.
Chris?
I used to come here every summer with my family for a week, and every single one of them has always enjoyed this place, right, Pat? And they used to come out and they'd say, "That Pat Carreri, she's unbelievable what she knows how to do." They had
Mary Morrow always said I was the mother and father of Star of the Sea.
Absolutely. But we always had such fun here, you know, and everybody would come. I have a big, big family, you know, and they'd fill up every single room in the place. Plus, they would bring all kinds of blow-up mattresses and stuff, you know. So we would have so much fun, you know, just have a good time, really. And I'll never forget it. My family doesn't forget it either. You know.
You know, Irene could tell you how many times in the early days from St. Charles, we would be up at recreation on the roof of the hospital, and all of a sudden Sister Albertine Janae would say, "Very nice, sir, it's a beautiful day." And she would convince Mother Marguerite that we should have a picnic supper at Star. Enter Irene.
I really don't quite remember that.
You were the one that always had to prepare this.
It was many times, and but the one thing that I do remember is the very, very beginning, before we had vacations. We go to Our Lady Perpetual Help, and a few of us would be able to go, and it was very strict. I mean, it was like moving one house to another. We did all the prayers, we did all the And then when this opened up for the first time, we were going to come here on vacation. And it was still very stern times. So, very shy, never saw her talk a lot. And we just looked up and we saw up here a big sign, "Rules for Vacation." So we're like looking at this. So she gets up, she goes right up to it, looks at it, rips it up. We're all watching this. Throws it in the fire. Yeah. And never went up again.
That's great.
What year did we acquire this?
What year? What year did we start?
Mary Morrow, you know, was assistant administrator at St. Charles for a time. Of course, she was a patient there as a child.
I didn't realize that it had history of it, even before you became a Daughter of Wisdom. I didn't realize you were so involved with the house before that time even. But I remember in the 50s we were here, weren't we? I can't remember much of it, but I remember we did go in the water, but there was a lot of pebbles on the bottom.
Oh, it's very rocky out here. It was. But all of that's been mined by, I guess, locals. If you notice, a lot of people have rock gardens and rock walls, and there were these huge rocks with barnacles on them. At one time, we were in the water, And I don't know if you remember Mary Joy Riley. She was a teacher.
O'Reilly,
And she was at IJ, Infant Jesus. And we were out here swimming. And we did what we weren't supposed to do. We got on somebody's boat and she dove off. And she hit one of those rocks. She came up. She was bleeding all over. What a mess. She ended up with a scar on her forehead. She was a beautiful girl. And her first expression was, "What will mother say?"
Exactly.
But you know, if you look at the geological history,
The what?
the geological history of this area, this whole area is determined by the glaciers during the Ice Age that moved down, and they brought the big rocks. So that's why this area is rocky and the southern coast is sandy, because that was built by the runoff
Right.
from the glaciers, you know, and the hills in the northern section called the moraine of the glaciers, those hills were built by the glaciers. And then you have the flatness of the South Shore.
See?
That was a little
Thanks,
extra.
Yeah, I was just going to
That's what I
say.
appreciate.
Unpaid advertisement, thank you very much. Okay, Laura, did you want to say? Yes.
Yeah, there were just such a flood of memories, like Evelyn, you know, all the times here and so many different occasions. But one kind of stands out when I was in temporary vows, and we were having formation weekends here, and I was going to renew my vows here, which happened in January. So we had the weekend here, and because the Sunday would be my mother's birthday, we were going to have the massive renewal, and my family was invited out, and the community of Richmond Hill was coming. Sister Cecile Bouchard decided to make a birthday cake for my mother, but she must have left the kitchen while the cake was cooling, and it seems the dog ate the cake. So she rapidly made another one. The community was late arriving. My family got here and everybody drove down the hill. It was a light snowfall at that time, which increased by the minute, and Bill Considine was here to celebrate the Mass, and it ended up all the cars were down on the driveway, 6 of them, and the snow became so heavy that before we had Mass, all the men and maybe a few of the women went out to push the cars up the hill. So 6 cars being pushed up the hill. They had to go down to the beach and get pails of sand in order to do it because the conditions were terrible. And by the time everybody got in for the Mass, they were all falling asleep because of the exertion. But it was a beautiful experience, as all experiences at Star are. So much to be grateful for. Wellness weekends here with Pat Torrey, the formation weekends, the vacations with Richmond Hill and with the Quorum community. And once I had my family out here for Easter, and my nieces and nephews called it Aunt Laura's Beach House. And they loved walking into town to get ice cream and coming back. So, it's going to be very, very missed.
And you know, Laura mentioning the Monforts have used the house too at different moments. In fact, Bill Considine celebrated his 25th anniversary of profession here at Star. I have some pictures that I'll put out later so you can see. That was more than 25 years ago. But also, the sisters actually lived here at one point, right? From St. Charles while they were waiting for Infant Jesus?
IJ, when Infant Jesus Convent was being built, that was a time when they were separating out the community, okay? We had a wonderful community. We were 60 of us. We had the teachers from IJ.
Who's we?
And
she's saying it. Yeah, excuse me, yeah.
When you say we,
She's saying
It's
it.
we, the
She's
teachers
telling you.
from
The teachers from IJ, she just said. Okay.
Infant Jesus.
Yeah.
And anyway, I guess they were falling behind the schedule for the building of Infant Jesus Convent. And the fall came, and school was going to open, and the sisters needed they were hell-bent to split us up in the community. So they sent the teachers over here. There were no storm windows. The heat was iffy. There were no accommodations. I mean, really, they had a tough winter. But they spent that whole time here.
at St. Charles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I
Yes.
didn't hear that.
Yeah.
All right.
So that meant they had to commute
Yes.
to school every day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yes.
all fun.
Yes. And Casa Grande was,
Yes,
yeah, that's where I heard
We used to love it when it snowed, because we listened for the fire department siren. If that went off, it meant there was no school. So then the teachers would come over to the hospital to help us, because a lot of the late people, the staff couldn't get in. So we used to have a good time. Yeah, we were a great community.
And the associates have met here as well. The contact program, right?
Yes.
Kathy, you were
Yes.
yes, in the contact program then?
Yes,
Yes.
so this was one of the first places I came to those contact weekends, yes. And another time I remember coming with the 114th Street community in Richmond Hill, and Pat, that was one of the times you rented the boat with the motor, and I was like, I'm not going out on any boat. And then they were like, Pat's gonna, steer the boat, don't worry, you got, so I did it. But
I had a great day every time we rented the boat, because I was in the boat from 6 in the morning until we had to bring it back at 4. And I had made so many trips, I had to stop and see Talkit and get more gas.
And when Kathy Smith, the sister of St. Dominic, and Mary Eileen started working at Maryhaven, they used this house several times for the orientation for new employees at Maryhaven.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's gone, certainly us.
Even in
families,
recent years, yes.
Yes, so many. Mary?
I was thinking way back when the English prayer group started out in Port Jefferson, we used to meet here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we used to meet here. In very, very beginning.
So I guess we,
The other,
yes, Mary.
I just wanted to mention about Starlet. I remember being sent out from Hicks Street with Sister Vitalin for a few days vacation at Starlet.
At Starlet.
So we used to use Starlet too.
Yeah,
But,
I remember saying that.
yeah.
Could I just say something?
So maybe she would.
Oh, I'm sorry, is somebody speaking?
No, go ahead, Mary.
Well, see, I was down south, and of course I would hear all these stories about Star, and that's nice, sounded nice. But I never really got to see Star until I came back to New York in 2009.
Wow.
And that summer, I was with Broad Channel, and we had signed up a week, I guess, to come. So that was the first time I really saw Star, and I couldn't believe how much I had been missing. It was so beautiful. I could walk in the woods, I could go down to the water, walk the beach, it was wonderful. And so that was my first major memory of Star. And Pat, thank you.
I don't think we should forget the other sisters who worked here at Star. Way back, Sister Virginia Marie was a contact person and did the scheduling, and Virginia Marie, Amy
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
Amy Thibodeau. Gertrude, right?
Who?
Didn't Gertrude O'Brien? Wasn't there a period
No,
of time?
she used the house a lot.
Oh, yeah. I thought we had to, she did some scheduling with
Yeah,
Alice
Sister
maybe or
Gertrude.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alice
we used to
did.
go through that.
Worked
Yeah.
with us on the
That
committee, yes.
Yeah, the
But
committee.
Alice
that was
Benedict
it. Alice, yes.
really loved the place
Yeah,
too.
she did.
And her family loved it.
Right.
And her brother Buddy would come and he would bring his heavy duty tractor and he would mow down the foliage and, you know, let us see the water, you know.
I agree.
But so, you know, Alice loved her kid too.
Yes.
And her whole family.
Right.
And Mary's whole family.
Yes. I'm conscious that we've been sitting still for a long time. I think maybe we should draw the formal piece to a close. You can continue to share, but
I'd
Laura?
like to finish with one highlight. Barbara sharing about that international committee that was here for the New Year's. That included two of our current general counselors, Sister Nadege and Sister Lourdes, so they were in this house.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks,
The
Laura.
international committee.
Okay, so certainly we can continue informally. What we'd like to do now is end with the prayer of blessing. I'm going to play it, and in a very special way, this blessing prayer is for you, Pat.
Thank you.
Okay? As everyone has said, for all that you, mother and father of Star of the Sea, have offered us over these many, many years. Okay? So, as we pray, if anyone wishes to extend her hands in blessing, and if I can get to the machine.
So I get my injection. Near the Long Island Sound, on the ridge on high ground, they stand, lovely star of the sea. Where in sun and in storm, you are cozy and warm, and a haven where we love to be. Hail, star of the sea, it is time to say farewell to thee. Full of warmth and of grace, your magical place,
Every 4th of July, under bright summer sky, you would open your doors right on cue. And from east and from west, we would all try our best to arrive dressed in red, white, and blue. Hail, star of the sea, it is time to say farewell to thee. Full of warmth and of grace, you're a magical place that will treasure fond memory. And with unfailing cheer, on the eve of New Year, we would gather to chat and to pray. We would watch the ball fall, clink our glasses and toll, and we'd toast the new year on its way. Hail, star of the sea, it is time to say farewell to thee. Full of warmth and of grace, you're a magical place that will treasure in fond memory.
And then on the other side, it's about Living Republic. When eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Okay.
She can wield a mighty hammer.
She can operate a drill. She can fix the leaky pipe and thus eliminate the spill. She can waken up the furnace. She can put it back to sleep. And the star keeps marching on. Raise your hat to Thackeray. Give a cheer for Thackeray. Even when she's never weary, she's still marching on. She makes sure they mow the grasses and that fallen leaves are gone. And she checks the plates and glasses and whatever's going on. And she sends the sheets to laundry to be washed and to be dry. So the star keeps marching on. Raise your hat to